Hello, welcome to the show. It's Money and Markets, and I'm Charles Boyd, your host.
And I'm Shamim K. Matovu.
Above all, welcome to 2023. Shamim, it's a new year.
It's a new year. Happy New Year to you, our dear viewers. And of course, it's a chance for us to start on a clean slate.
Indeed, talking about clean slates, of course, we're seeing quite some initiatives, more so by the taxman, to see how they can grow the tax base. Everyone has been talking about Uganda's narrow tax base.
Of course, and we saw that obviously the government sat down and had a very aggressive budget. And obviously there has to be a level where we focus on how to increase our domestic taxes. Now, recently, the entertainment industry hasn't been spared.
Indeed, and what we are seeing, of course, after results from Uganda Bureau of Statistics mentioning that the entertainment industry is worth over 140 billion. Now, the taxman is encouraging those that sit within this space, especially musicians, to register for tax identification numbers. Take a look.
Well, the issue of TIN numbers actually originated from a different entity, and that is Uganda Revenue Authority. However, we did not have a close engagement before this was released. UPRS is equally been paying taxes, and we also have a TIN number. So as long as it is not impinging on anyone's economy or right, and it is taking the state to higher horizons, I don't find any problem with it. The problem might be in how it is implemented, because I want to make it known that as UPRS, we license music users. And the music users we do get these funds from are actually complying with Uganda Revenue Authority. I'm envisaging a situation where we might be having double taxing, which will raise other concerns and probably create instability. Other than that, if it is well implemented, then it shouldn't be an issue to the side of the musician and the side of the state. Well, I'll first start with the preparedness of this initiative. It's always good to roll out an initiative after doing a feasibility study. Right now, the issue was passed. However, I cannot pronounce whether preliminary arrangements were made to speak and get opinion from our members, but I just envisage a situation where they just need to thoroughly understand why the TIN number, why now, why the music sector, and why hasn't it been happening before. All those checks and balances have to be put into consideration before the initiative is rolled out. So if it is given some good attention, some good support, facilities are extended, I believe this will contribute massively onto the economic cycle, which will be of positive impact, and it will contribute advancement and development into other sectors like finance, socio-economical, because this sector is very strong, it is very powerful, it only needs empowerment. And if there is resource or budget allocated to that, then developing it should not be a problem. Government will ask where is the resource coming from. Then probably that takes us back to the TIN, because we believe if revenue is collected in that line and portion comes into developing it, then the impact should be very significant and very positive. It is true, Nigeria has established itself, and it is possible that Uganda can reach that level. But the concerns that we have to look at are not only in the act of creative. It is looking at the structures. It is looking at the government policies and input or intervention, which is going to aid the development of these structures to be able to operationalize whatever we need to operationalize and realize the benefits that this sector or this industry can provide. There is yet a lot Uganda needs to do, especially looking at the policies themselves, the protection our sector has, and then the quality of work. All these contribute to whatever Nigeria is earning out from, and it is not a one-game show or a one-man play. It is a collective effect or impact from all stakeholders, right from the creative themselves, including the policymakers and the government entirely. UPRS is Uganda Performing Rights Society. You will understand that we are only dwelling onto one bundle of rights, and that is the one that is deeply rooted into the music sector. What UPRS has between the creative and the government is bridging the gap between the massive sector that has different people of walks of lives and then the government entity. What we do, we analyze the situation, we come up with ideas, we identify the gaps, we table them, we channel concerns wherever they are supposed to be channeled in not only an informal way like most people think that the music sector is informal, but blended with professionalism for us to tap into whatever government has to put down and what the creatives want to go up.
Now, following the encouragement by the Uganda Revenue Authority for people who sit within the entertainment industry to register for tax identification numbers, some of those people who sit in the industry have a different opinion.
And indeed, their opinion is anchored on the fact that many want government to play a part in promoting and bolstering this industry before it can actually come in aggressively to tax it. According to Uganda Revenue Authority, an estimated 7 or 8 million people in Uganda earning an income are not paying tax because they are operating informally. This comes after the taxman's revelation that only 2.7 million Ugandans are registered taxpayers out of an estimated 10 million potential payers. In this space, according to observers, sits a bulk of players in the entertainment industry, explaining why the taxman now wants all players to have tax identification numbers.
On a high note, I really think the teen thing is understandably required. Everybody has to have a teen as a businessman.
We as musicians need to be registered entities to tap into more business opportunities, and people prefer dealing with registered entities for businesses. So I think the move is good.
The taxman, with a revenue target of over 20 trillion shillings this financial year, appears keen on broadening the tax base in the broader strategy to mobilize more domestic revenue. The entertainment industry is one of the promising areas given its growth numbers. It grew by 130% in the quarter of last July to September, helping the taxman rake in 26 billion shillings. Players, however, insist that government should nurture and support the industry before expanding tax revenue expectations from it.
I think the move is good, but there are loopholes in the industry that the government needs to clean up. One, we have the copyright law issue. Our copyright law is outdated, which doesn't favor investors to come and invest into the arts industry or the music business. When you look at people who stream music in Uganda, the numbers are very low. Reason being, the cost of internet is high. So government should also consider these things. Ebikolera abayimbi nti bwe tusala cost ya internet abantu bagenda streaming music wa Uganda. Those are avenues to get revenue. So if government shows us where we can get revenue to pay the percentages they want from the taxes, then the industry will grow. The government wins, the musician wins.
Industry players are also now adding their voice to the issue of tax accountability, plus calling for caution to avoid double taxation on the industry.
When I go to create an audio, I pay money to create an audio. and that money zigenda nesasula omusolo mu studio eyo, I pay tax. When I go pay for a video, sente zigenda sasula video eyo, I pay tax. I pangisa warehouse nga tugenda okukola videos, I pay tax. Tupangisa motoka, tupangisa ebintu ebyo byonna bisasula omusolo, and I am the person that gives them the fund to pay that tax. So I'm paying tax already. We are already paying tax. The music artists say I've been invited for a show. Company ye betegese show. Ye beina okusasula omusolo gw'ekivulu ekyo unless nga netegese. When mba netegese, I would be eligible to go and pay omusolo gw'ekivulu ekyo.
Uganda, according to observers, has potential to play in the league of continental music titans like Nigeria and therefore rake in more benefits to the economy, including tax revenue. But this will take concerted effort of both the public and private sectors.